What is education? Education is barely tangible. Some can grasp it, some cannot. Education is a 12-year process and the first step of a larger plot, thrown into a whole new world at such a young age, surrounded by people whose minds have been kidnapped, small puppets, a part of a large stage. Trapped in a box for 7 hours and expected just to listen, confined by walls, itching for fresh air, just like a prison. We're told that your time confined will later open opportunities, but many feel like their time is being wasted. That's why we see truancies. We think that we're graded by our efficiency when it's actually our flaws. You can't blame a child who just moved from Mexico for failing English at all. A child's mother just died. Now there's something missing inside. She was the only I love you she'd get in the morning. Now she spends countless nights alone mourning. She's asked by the teacher why she didn't do her homework. She looks up to see a shadow, chaining her down to its home turf. School is now a parasite to her stomach. Her mind draws a blank and says, I forgot. Her grade evidently begins to drop. Call it what you want, but that's punishment. She doesn't need this, just something heaven sent, or maybe something simpler, like support, because her life right now is in a fallout, and everything she cared about decided to abort. Do schools care about one's humanity, or do they just care about what one can be? These questions are vital. Every 2 quarter honorable gets a paper, awarding and classifying them by giving them a title, and those who try but just don't make it feel left behind and dim-witted. In a sense, school is just survival of the fittest. After 12 long years, you'll graduate, separating yourself from the sickest. What does education mean to me? This question paralyzes my thoughts, brainwashed into thinking that I have to go to college to bring value to my family name in order to be acknowledged, in order to be treated with respect, in order to support those I love by bringing home a check. I was born a bastard, lived a ghetto lifestyle, so I knew money was what I was after. But how do I get the money was the real question. Do I fall into negative influences, or do I use every aspect of my environment to learn a lesson? I had family that cared, so that was fortunate for me. Under their guidance, I was a rose that began to grow in concrete. You need to go to college, a phrase told to me many times by strangers. But why should I trust them? I barely know them. Who are they to tell me what I need in my life? Who are they to consider themselves right? Eventually, I found myself falling victim to the system and overdoing what they said. But now I only care about school. I think my mind is dead. My whole life has revolved around school. All I do is work, work, and work, and I begin to wonder, am I the man or am I the tool? I see friends stressing and crying over boys and girls, but I never feel a thing. Am I numb to the world? I like to think of myself as unique, but just like everyone else, I was taught how and what to think. I like to think of this as a phase, but who knows? I'm doing the best I can, so kudos. But in all honesty, I see success in my future, as far as the eye can see. I just know I have to graduate from some university.